Hi everyone, so thank you for joining me online today. I do appreciate you taking the time out of your beautiful Friday. It's a stunning day here, and I just wanted to keep it short and sweet, but go over some tips and tricks for how you too might consider saving yourself some money in these perhaps slightly stressful financial times. Things are changing, and it's always important to be able to think of how we can create that change in a safe, environmental, and happy and easy way for ourselves and our families. So thinking a little bit about a lot of people who have perhaps lost their jobs recently or are in the process of losing their jobs, or there's a bit of change, there's reduced hours. There'll be some businesses, especially in the town where I live, and it will be the same across many towns in New Zealand and globally, that small businesses will close down, which I find really sad, because New Zealand is a very proud entrepreneurial country. And a lot of these startups will be finding it incredibly challenging. So it's time to think about different ways in which we can minimise our expenses, increase our savings on the way that we perhaps spend. Savings, I'm not talking about just putting money aside into a KiwiSaver account or that sort of thing. I'm talking about the way in which we save, the way we shop or we use our products and so forth. So thinking about little households, just to start then, thinking about our household and the products that we use, or there may be some things that you could swap out. I think about things like paracetamol or Pamol for children. Now, Pamol comes at a cost of 50 cents, and that can take up to half an hour to not to be administered, but for the effects of the administration to take hold. So when you think about that in relation to reducing a fever in anybody with a high temperature, you could simply use peppermint oil. So peppermint is really good at cooling, could be applied to the soles of the feet or the back of the neck. When my son was very young, this was when I had my first epiphany. I had invested in a kit of oils, as you do, right? And I needed to be handheld. I didn't really know what I was doing, so I needed to be handheld and kind of shown a little bit. And so I got stepped through, and then of course it takes a while for you to really jump on board, so to speak. And it wasn't until one night when my son was, my children are reasonably healthy, and we have a fairly holistic lifestyle, spend a lot of time outside and eat well. But you pick up colds, and especially as children, you're certainly going to do that. So what had happened was, in the middle of the night, he woke up, and my son used to wake at about 4 in the morning for the first 2 to 2.5 years of his life. So I was fairly sleep deprived, and it got to about when he was 3. This is coming up 4 years ago. In fact, it's 4 years ago this month that I invested in the oils. So he was 3, and probably just over 3, because his birthday's in March, and I'd had the oils for a couple of months, and he was sleeping through the night at that point, not waking early, and he was coughing and sputtering. I thought, that's a bit odd. Austin's, not usually waking in the middle of the night. So I got up, and in my, midnight kind of fog, I went to reach for my Pamol, and I thought, hold on a minute, I have got my oils. So I did. I took my kit of oils, of which I had the 10 in the starter kit, the home essentials or the family essentials kit, and I applied peppermint to the soles of his feet, and because I felt his forehead and he had a hot temperature, so I applied peppermint to the soles of his feet, and this helped reduce his temperature. I then also applied my Easy Air to his, where's that gone? To his chest, and that is your respiratory blend. So I use my carrier oil, which I don't seem to have here right with me at this minute, but a fractionated coconut oil, and I put a couple of drops in my hand and a couple of drops of Easy Air, rubbed it on his chest, help him breathe, because he was coughing, he was clearly a bit congested. So the peppermint was on the soles of his feet. There is actually also some peppermint in this Easy Air blend. It comes with lemon, eucalyptus, ravensaura as well. So I applied those two, and pretty much I think that was it. And then I just sat and watched him fall asleep. Literally, before 5 minutes was up, he was out. So it was that moment that I had my epiphany, and I thought, well, hold on, these work. And you know, when you start out, you're a little bit dubious. I certainly was. I was quite skeptical. But I suddenly realized that there's something in it here. They helped him breathe, they helped him lower his temperature, and they helped him go back to sleep. So then I thought, well, there must be a way to this to ensure that our family stays well continuously. And that is where the idea of using essential oils and natural products on a daily basis to help support our natural immune system and to save costs. So going back to the expenditure side of things, Pamol costs 50 cents per serve, whereas the peppermint oil costs only 30 cents. So this also takes effect immediately. It takes 20 seconds to enter into your bloodstream, and it's literally within moments that can take effect on your whole body. So that's why my son was able to fall asleep as quickly as he was. So the same thing could be applied if we're talking about cost savings to the likes of an upset tummy. You might be the sort of person who has quite a lot of tummy issues, digestive issues. So dōTERRA use Digest Zen, which again has a little bit of peppermint in it. It's also got aniseed, ginger, caraway, coriander, tarragon, and fennel. And if you were to get over-the-counter medication for a digestive issue, you're going to be looking at 70 cents minimum for administering per serve, and that's going to take anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes to last. To take effect. And the digestive oil, you could apply it straight to the belly, or you could have it in a glass of water. That comes down to 38 cents. So you're just talking over half the cost of it is for over-the-counter medication. So again, you're cutting costs. Now, some people don't sort of realize the value and importance of this. So again, that is something that can be used really easily. And I remember when I was first starting out and I saw my sister, she had not been to the bathroom for some time, and I said, oh, I know that peppermint or digesting can work really well for getting the bowel motion to work. So if you're feeling a little constipated and you need to try this, she applied the peppermint oil, and seriously, she can vouch for me, within probably 5 or 10 minutes she was off to the bathroom because she was able to then have a bowel motion. So they're really effective. So then again, when you're thinking about other sorts of applications, it could be that you've got to go to the doctor. Now, doctor's costs can vary anywhere from $30 to $50. There's a visit. That's just the cost of a visit. You might be looking, once you've been to the doctor, for an antibiotic after that. So that might cost anywhere from $20 to $30, whatever, it depends on the medication. But if you're talking about hearing, you've got an earache. So typically we use tea tree for earaches and lavender. So the trick here is to use your lavender not in the ears. You don't want to put the oils in ears, eyes, or nose. So you could just rub it around the outside of the ear. And then quite often with the lavender, I rub it just down that neck bone at the back, and then maybe just along sort of the throat. So, you know, using your lavender and your tea tree will cost 64 cents versus anywhere from $20 to $50 to go to the doctor and to get an antibiotic. Massive savings. So using essential oils and natural products, whatever your bag may be, whether it's some other natural product you've come across, it's about being proactive, right? It's about remembering to use these products every day to support your immunity, to keep your immunity up strong. So, you know, I live on my On Guard, and we use On Guard in a roller bottle, you know, just a normal little roller bottle. So it's diluted with fractionated coconut oil. And so I can use it on the whole family. And we roll that just up our spine or along our back. So it's super easy and cost effective. I'd rather keep the kids and myself immune protected than to get a cold or get the flu and feel completely run down. So there's just an example of some ideas of how you might swap out a couple of the items. Now, When I, first discovered dōTERRA, and as I say, I was a little bit skeptical, and then came across these sort of natural solutions, I thought, well, hold on, that is saving us time and money. Another thing to start thinking about is that dōTERRA they're an essential oil company, but they also provide, they've got a supplement range, and then they have a laundry detergent, hand wash, a cleaner concentrate, which I love. So your cleaner concentrate, right? This comes in a bottle that is 355 mils. You do not need much of this at a time. I clean the floors with this. I wash my dishes with this. I have put some in another little roller bottle like this as a stain remover for my clothes. I use it in my homemade dishwasher tabs, which I'm going to talk about in a while. So this can be hugely effective, and they also talk about how you could use it to clean your bathrooms. I clean my bathroom with a different way. I use this on the floors, but I do clean my bathroom with some other products in a spray bottle. Lemon, tea tree, and On Guard usually, and I may put in a spritz of wild orange or Litsea or lemongrass, some other sort of sweetened citrus oil for the smell, even Purify. So, dōTERRA do provide a range of other products. So the things that I started thinking about, and I'm a waste not want not person, my mum taught me that. So one thing I think about when you're wanting to start replacing some of the products that you commonly use, your shampoo, your moisturizers, or your daily skincare routine of products. It could be a facial mask, mud mask. It could be your eye cream. It could be your moisturizers. It could be a toner. It could be your hand cream, your body creams. It could be soaps, as I mentioned before, the cleaner concentrate or the laundry liquid. On guard liquid. What am I thinking? Washing machine liquid. It could be a toothpaste. It could be an ointment. So many people grew up like I did using Vicks Vapor Rub. So this Easy is your natural version of your Vicks. So hence the Vicks has a petroleum element in it. So petroleum is actually really toxic to our bodies and especially our mind. So using Easy Air does not have any toxicity element to it. So I would rather use that on my body and on my children especially. So that is the same with the Dettol cream. Remember Dettol creams that we used to use? So now there's a little capsule, a little ointment called Correct X, and that is really good for cuts or scratches. As I go into winter, I get dry and cracked hands, especially from handling wood for the wood burner. So there's tips like that. And they also have things like the ice blue or deep blue rub, which is like the natural version of, say, Tiger Balm or Deep Heat, that sort of thing. So when I started running out of those products, I just started replacing them with the dōTERRA alternatives. Now, the reason I did that was twofold, really. It was the toxins that I was going to be reducing in my entire home environment for myself and, as I say, for my family. But it was also that if I purchased them on a program like the loyalty reward program, which some of you may have heard of, I was actually going to save myself money. Now, this may sound ridiculous or twofold or something of the sort, because you've got to spend money to save money, but you do. So for those that are on LRP, the loyalty reward program, you will have by now realized that you can save quite a bit of money. What you do is you start off by placing an order 1 month, and whatever you buy, say if you order approximately $100 worth of products, then you'll get 10% of that order back into your account as points. Now the points are dōTERRA dollars. So I've got an excellent video on LRP that I can share with you for some of you that want to understand more about the loyalty reward program. So I'm not going to delve too deeply into it. But to sum it up really briefly is that over the course of a year, you go from 10% up to 15 to 15 to 20 to 20 to 25 up to 30. So you get 30% of your order back into your account as points. So over the course of a year, you can actually get up to approximately 380 points in your account. Now that is the equivalent of $300 or $400. Now, when you go to the supermarket, right, to buy your shampoo and your soaps and your laundry detergent, do you get money back? No, not usually. I know that there's a Woolworths One card, but just be wary. Woolworths do have a rewards program, the One card. For every $2,000 that you spend, you actually only get $5 back. So for doTERRA, every $2,000 that you spend, you get $555 back. So it's a massive rewards. And I am by no means pressuring anybody into getting or setting themselves up onto a permanent reward program. But I'm just trying to explain that there are ways to save. Over the course of COVID-19, there's especially been a lot of people that have said to me, oh, I can't order anymore because I just haven't got the money. And it's like, okay, I get that. I totally get that. I'm in the same boat. But I want you to know that you can save. You still need to wash yourself, right? You still need to use soap. You still need to wash your hands, use hand wash. You're still going to wash your hair. You're still going to support your family with your natural care products, because what if you get sick? Are you then going to go to the doctor? So there's ways around it, and I do believe that the loyalty reward program is extremely beneficial to save money. So just sort of stepping aside from doTERRA a little bit, there's other ways in which you can save. So of course that's by doing all your own home baking and cooking in bulk. So I made a lasagna the other night and I made extra. So I made 2 lasagnas. You then cut it up and of course you can freeze it. So foods can be freezed and they can be brought out when you need them. So in my lasagna, I do use my oils and I use my oregano. I just put a little toothpick amount into the top of the orifice, and then I mix the toothpick around into my mince. So oregano is wonderful. It's antiviral. So if you are feeling sick, run down or anything, I would be putting oregano on the soles of my feet. So I use it in my cooking because I'm wanting to support my family to stay healthy and well. So every bit of cooking that I do try and incorporate some sort of oil. So I use lavender a lot in my shortbread, which kids don't eat all the time, but when I can disguise it with a bit of lemon, they do. We drink lemon water or mandarin, green mandarin or wild orange. They're all hugely supportive in your vitamin C. And, you know, other meals I cook with, we use pink pepper in our fajitas, our chicken fajitas. I use my cinnamon and nutmeg in my Anzac biscuits. You know, there's lots of ways around to support yourself naturally and use your products that you have without going out and buying more herbs. Now, I have got some chefs I know that ask me, why would I use the oil and not the fresh herb? Well, sure, use the herbs. Herbs are great. I use herbs all the time. I've got quite a good herb garden. So I like my herbs. But if you do run out, or if you want it in a slightly more concentrated form, because the oils are 50 to 70% more powerful than the herb themselves. So they are incredibly potent and you only need a very small amount. So they do become very cost effective. So that's another thing to think about too. Some people end up buying their basil and their basil plants, and that's great, but they're paying $4 or $5 for a basil plant when you could just use your basil oil and put a drop in your hummus or your dips, in your Italian dishes, mix it in with your tomato pastes, anything like that, and it's incredibly affordable. So I love my basil. I really like that basil. It's also really supportive for adrenal fatigue. So your adrenals sit just at the back, either sides of your spine, below your rib cage. So really wonderful for that sort of support. So there's an idea of increasing flavor into your cooking and savings by using your oils instead of your herbs, or as well as, and just really boosting that flavor into your meals. Another way that you can save is by actually doing a bit of DIY. Now, I'm not a massive DIY person, but I have become one because I've actually realised how simple it is and how cost effective it is. So I made just recently some body butter. Now this is with some shea butter and, oh, it's a bit warmer now, so it's quite soft. Shea butter, fractionated coconut oil, and then a whole bunch of oils. And this is incredibly nourishing. So I really like this. It comes on and it looks like it's quite greasy, but after a moment, it really sinks in. So it doesn't leave a greasy film, but it does look a little greasy when first applied. That is the butter element, but it is amazing. And so if you're putting your oils in here, I think I've got green mandarin and geranium in there, and possibly ylang ylang. I can't remember now, but you know, I quite like ylang ylang on my skin. Geranium's really supportive for your skin, especially if your skin's a bit dry, you have any dermatitis, psoriasis, eczema, that sort of thing. It can be amazing. So, you know, apply it to your elbows or anywhere on your body where you have it. It could be the edges of your elbows. It is really a wonderful product. So I've made that and I can share the recipe with you. I also make my dishwasher tablets. So that's with my On Guard Cleaner Concentrate again, as I mentioned earlier. And that has actually been an incredible cost save for me. So we no longer use those Finish dishwashing tablets. We use baking soda, a little bit of citric acid, On Guard Cleaner Concentrate, and then I use a citrus oil. It could be grapefruit, it could be wild orange, it could be elevation, it could be whatever you want it to be, purify sometimes, to make your dishes smell amazing. And I put them into little silicone molds and leave them to dry and pop them out and they're done. And what I've really noticed is that it's really therapeutic. You can get in and do these sorts of activities at the end of the day, or include the kids if you have children and get them to make it with you. Practice their measuring with, you know, measuring cups, and so they can do a little bit of learning how to understand the measuring and so forth. So it's a simple way to get everyone involved and understand about doing things safely and effectively for your family. So of course, other ways to save is to grow your own veggies. If you can, we do grow a little bit. I'm not as green fingered as I'd like to be. Shop locally, you know, use your local supermarket, support your local farmers market, support whatever community project that you have in your area so that you are shopping locally. You're not spending money on petrol, you're not going out and about. And I think what this COVID-19 lockdown has taught us is that we can live with a lot less. We don't need to drive here, there and everywhere. We don't need to be going out for our daily coffees. We can think of creative ways to enjoy our food, enjoy our own company, enjoy our family's company, enjoy our own environment without going further afield than what we need to. Sure, we're creatures, we're social creatures, and we want to go out and about. We want to travel. We want to explore our home and our land and our environment. But it's really nice to know that in times like this that we can minimise. So I've also looked at my wardrobe. I've cleared wardrobe out. I've cleared jewellery out. I'm going to look to sell things. You know, you can make money in other ways. And what I wanted to finish off by saying was that for those of you who do love and use your oils and your variety of dōTERRA products, whether it's you know, making your own facial spritzes, whether it's making your own dishwashing tablets, or whether it's simply using the products that dōTERRA provide already pre-made, like your soaps, your hand washes and so forth, which you can make with Castile soap, then you can actually earn. So not only can you save and earn points from your loyalty reward program, you can actually earn money as well by sharing the benefits and the goodness with other people in your own family or community. So for everyone that you enroll and share the benefits with about dōTERRA, then if they enroll and purchase a starter kit, for example, then you will receive $50. That's $50 of cold hard cash into your dōTERRA account. So you can then use that to buy your everyday use items. So it becomes one of those kind of win-wins. a lot of people get freaked out by that. And what I tend to say is that I can help you place your monthly order. I can help you enroll somebody. You don't have to do the hard yakka if you don't want to. But if you know somebody that can benefit from saving money, earning money, and being healthier in their own home and environment, then you can actually make money. And that's 50 US dollars, by the way. So that actually equals about 70 New Zealand dollars. So it's $70 every time somebody enrolls with the Home Essentials Kit. It's the top 10 oils. Then you get that money straight into your account. So that does pay for your monthly order, or it pays for, you know, you can get that transferred into your own bank account, and it could pay for your insurances or your rates or whatever it is that you've got going out. So don't be afraid to think about other people, to think about their health and well-being, and to think about how you can support them just by being the person who introduced them. You know, you don't have to do all the hard yards. And if that does freak you out, then get in touch with me. And of course, you know, we can share the goodness and the love, and everyone gets bonus. So that was about all I wanted to express today. I'm happy to share some recipes with you on how to do some DIY, you know, whether it's making your own bath bombs, your dishwashing tablets, your cleaner concentrate with your cleaning in your bathroom, you know, using a bit of vinegar and baking soda down your toilets, that sort of thing, instead of using your toilet duct, which is really bad for the environment, our waterways, but also really expensive. You don't need to put toilet duct down the toilet, so you can actually use products that you generally have in the house. You know, it's simply baking soda and vinegar, and then I just throw a few drops of whatever essential oil that I want my toilet to smell. So it's super simple, and baking soda is cheap. Baking soda is about, I think, $2, $1.80 for a 500 ml tub. So it becomes really cost effective, and I think it's about being creative and smart and savvy with what you're doing. So please do feel free to get in touch, to share the goodness, because there are ways to minimize costs, there are ways to save, there are ways to not freak out at the expense of everything, and to just ask the question. You know, it's not expensive. And it doesn't have to be challenging or too hard. And if you need to know what to do, then ask me. I'm more than happy to help. So look, I'll leave it there for today. And if there are any further questions once this has been posted, I would love for you to inquire and jump on and share the love with me. I'll just check if there are any questions in the chat. No, everyone is quiet, so I'm sure there will be some to come. So we'll just take that off. And look, thank you very much for your time. Have a beautiful day. It's Friday, the day before Anzac Day. We are going to go off and make Anzac slice shortly and include some cinnamon and nutmeg. So again, we just do a really small amount. I think I've already got them in the kitchen. I'm going to add some ginger today too, a little bit of ginger. And again, it will just be using a toothpick, because we just need very small amounts in our baking. So yeah, hope you have fun. Enjoy your Anzac Day tomorrow, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks everyone. Bye for now.